Where do I want to be? Where is my mind and where am I? Why do I do what I do? Why are you watching me? Why are you on this channel? Obviously, watching me being on this channel would be all the same. What do I do? I study the void and hoping, even though my choice of words might not always be correct or right, or the right choice of words, my goal is all the same, so that the end of the road, you see the way I go to the end of the road, I bring it into a point. It doesn't mean the road ends here, because as you know, the road keeps going and going and going. And it's only when you can't see any further has the road come to a point. But it's only, let me just adjust this. So then what does that say for a triangle? What does it say for a triangle if I do that? The end of the road? Is that the point of the road? Is that where the end of the road is? But only because, and I'm going to repeat this, only because you do not see the end of the road. If you saw this, you would see the end. If you didn't, the road would end up doing this. And it's only the figment of your imagination of what is being construed within your own mind. Now, like I said, I might not be choosing the right words. Elements I like to work with is I like to work with the truth. What is the truth? Give me 1 second. I get so deep into my trying to convince, um, that sometimes I don't even know how to say this, but I'm going to just show you a piece of what I do. Let us send something here, send it here, send it to myself, send it here, paste it in, send it here, and then I come over here and just give me a second. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay, now I go here, I copy text, I come over here, I put it here, I paste it here, and then I put it up here. Now, when you look at this, you might say, well, what is this? First, I'm going to tell you what I do. I create equations that can help understand numbers, um, any kinds of sets of numbers, whether it's one number or two numbers or three numbers or four numbers or five numbers. I create equation bringing the numbers down. How can I say it? Like a dartboard, right? And at the end, I'm either going to end up with one number or four numbers. That's what's going to happen at the end, right? So imagine if you have four numbers, imagine if you have four teams. These two teams play these two teams, these two teams play these two teams. And at the end, we have the silver and the gold. And no matter what, it ends. There's going to be a silver and there's going to be a gold. And the two other fingers that have left were both bronze. One bronze was defeated by the gold team, and the other bronze was defeated by the silver team. That means we should have a playoff again between both the bronze and the gold, seeing what would have happened if they ended up to be the true silver, or go with the silver and the team that lost to the gold team to see what would happen with them. So this is what it is. Because 9:15, right? This might not look proper. Because 9:15, 9 hours times 60 minutes is 540 plus 15 is 555. So there's going to be a division between the left side and between the right side. So I'm going to remove 4. Usually the center of something will be 9, but the center of what is something is actually the 915. So I'm only going to remove 4. So when I remove 4, I end up with the time of 9:11. When I add 4, it becomes 9:19. 1, 5, and 9 is the second number. Forget about the other number. Each one of those numbers are 1, 1, and 1, right? 1, 1, and 1, okay? 111 minutes, okay, is 1 hour, 51 minutes. Now, the time of 111 equals to 71Q, and that is the gateway. That is the 7th gate. That is the passage between two sides of a cube. If I take 2 cubes, right, that's where the 7, it's 3.5 for 1, it's 7 for 2. For 3, it's 10.5, but we go at 10 and 11 when using 3 dice. When we use 4 dice, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, and 3.5, that's 14. So it's 3.5, 7, 105, and 14. Excuse me. And just to note that the first 15 equals to the first one, right, with 11 equals to a 2. The second one, 15, equals to a 6. Third one, 9, equals to a 1. 126 is a connection to the moon, and it's compatible with connecting what is 1, 5, and 9, which will be the rat, the dragon, and the monkey. And it happens to be this year. We are on the exemplar year 5, but let's make that look as 9 and 5, E-I-E-I-O. There's 5 and 4, and there's 6 and 3 to make 9. Now, 5, 4, 6, 3, then there's 3, 6, and 4, 5. These are the only numbers that show up twice on a cube. Here is the 3 dot with the 6 void. Here is the 6 void with the 3 dot. Match it up to this. 3, 6, 9, 6 and 3, 5 and 4, 7 and 2, 8 and 1 on the calculator. Now, I really don't want to be here alone. And I'm hoping somebody's going to show up because I need interested people. I need people who can tell me I don't understand. Help me out. You want to ask me why I'm doing it? I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. Because if you don't know what I'm telling you, what I'm explaining to you, what I'm showing to you, then now you do know. Let's start at that. That's how I began. First, I didn't know, and then I did know. I went from not knowing to knowing. Let me check if anybody's here from my other channels. It's not fun to talk to no one. Wow, I'm the only one watching. Thanks. I love it. Let me write down, do not hesitate to comment. So I'm going to get back and say this again. I really hope somebody shows up. I would really like to explain what's going on in the numbers, the math, the equations, the artwork. Do I, just 1 second, 802, 482 right now, 48. So in the house of BEIT, we also, there's other things I have to learn in this. Okay, now we're 1/3 and 2/3. So we're in an area of 6. The minute we get a number, like right now, 482, right? 4, if we have a total of 12, 4 is 1 part of 12 and 8 are 2 parts of 12, making it 1 part and 2 parts, 1/3 and 2/3. Right away, when we talk about 3, we talk about 120 degrees. Why? We were taught in this world that 360 degrees goes all the way around. You're coming back to the beginning. Usually there's a great time elapse to get to go to arrive halfway to where you were and come all the way back to the beginning. That's 360 degrees. And when do we use this element of 360 degrees? When we leave and we arrive back. What if we do not arrive back? Well, how should we look at it? Should we look at it as us? So should we say the dog did not come home? How about if we use it universally, something we can all understand? Look, it was winter last year. We left winter, went into summer. We went all the way around. We're back in winter again. Maybe we're not in the same winter, but for us, it's the season that repeated itself. It's the 4th season of 3 months, about. Everything seems to be working on 3 and 4. That is the center of it. That is when you work 3 out of 4, that is the center of it. I'm going to be all over the place. I'm going to try and explain what it means, the center 3 out of 4. First of all, imagine you had only these 3 here. What would be over here? What would be over here? Would that be the center core that spins these 3? The only reason you see these 3 is because the other 3 are down here, but they're on the road. So you have 3 parts in the air and 3 parts in the road, if you want to look at it that way. Another way of looking at it is you can have 4 seasons, okay, times 3 months. You can have 24 hours. You can have 24 hours. I'm trying to see if I can go back on everything I spoke about before, especially when I said the 482, right? Did I say 482 for 802? 802 was the time, something like that. And also, sorry, my camera's in the wrong spot. 802, when you see that, that's the word man. It's the word cycle, right? It's the 2 sides of the house. 4 is 1/3 of 12 and 8 is 2/3 of 12 in the house of BEIT, or in the mirror house in the cycle of man. The 24 hours would be 8 times 3. The months would be 3 times 4. And every time we have a new equation, which way can I do with that? Just give me a second. I lost myself. I was thinking, and then I lost myself. I'm not very happy about that. 3 out of 4. Yes. So let's say you have this design over here, right? So forget about the design. Let's look at something else. We have 3 lines, okay, over here, and here is the 4th line on the inside. So first we had 3, now we had 4. So now our rotation would be which way? Which way would our rotation, or would this bar lock our rotation in? So this is either what was once 3 is now 4. The 24 hours a day, we can run it this way, or we can run the 24 hours a day as 6 by 4. Either it's going to be 8 hours or it's going to be 6 hours. If it's going to be 8 hours, it's going to be 120 degrees by 3. If it's going to be 6 hours, it's going to be 90 degrees. 4 by 90 is 360. 3 by 120 is 360. The divided house on the cube is what is the word cat. 2 times 4, 8. 2 plus 4, 6. This is what is 3/4. 3/4. You see that? 8 and 6. 3/4. Why? 3 times 2, 4 times 2. It's 3/4 of what is 2. So this is what we're going to do with it next. We're going to take a look and we're going to go 1 and 5. We're going to go 2 and 4, 3 and 3. And we're just going to take a look. And on this side, we're going to put 6 and 6. Here, we're going to put 7 and 5. And here, we're going to put 8 and 4. So now we're going to mark it off again. 5 and 1, 2 and 4, 3 and 3. Whoop, I don't like that one. 3 and 3. So what do we get here over here? Over here, right? We're going to have 2 and 6. We're going to have 5 and 3. And over here, we're going to get 4 and 4. So what is this? When you look at this cube and you go 1, well, I see 1 in the center and I see 8 around. 1 and 8. Well, what is 5? Well, when I see 5, when I see 5, this is going to be my setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's going to be 4 open, 4 open, 8 open, and 4 open, equaling to 12. Like if you want to know what is 12, well, that's 12, and that's 12, and that's 12, right? This one equals to 6, this one equals to 6, this one equals to 6. Total is 18. When you look at this over here, well, what's that? What's that? Well, that's the same thing as that. So we're not going to look at it. We're going to look at that. Well, what's that? Well, 6 and 1 is 7, and 2 and 5 is 7. Well, 3 and 4 is 7, and 5 and 2 is 7. To where 4 and 3 is 7, and 4 and 3 is 7. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look. 5 and 1, 2 and 6. 2 and 4, 2 and 4, 5 and 3. 3 and 3, 4 and 4. See, I already know where the dice is because, you know, once you look at two sides, you know the rest. 4 and 4, 3 and 3. So there's no magic here. There's no magic. Nothing is hidden. This is in a bigger form, and this is in a flat base form. There are, if you take a look at this, right, each one of these, there are 9 here, there are 8 here, there are 9 here. There's 26 of these. If everyone had 6 sides, if everyone had 6 sides, there would be 54 colors, 54 area space, but there'd only be 26 cubes. There'd be 156 sides. 156 sides. Now the question is, they're marked with colors. So we have only 6 different colors to where we have 6 different numbers. So in this cube, it would be colored up to what is red. And then we'd have, on the other side, we'd have orange. To where we have green, we have blue. To where we have yellow, we have white. So when we look at this, right, we have 27 red, we have 60 for orange, we have 49 for green, we have 40 for blue. Apparently blue, something about love, and blue love, 40. Let me look at this, okay? If we can find 40, we can find 40. Well, 7 and 3 is 10. 7 and 3 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10. 9 and 1 is 10. 8 and 2 is 10. 8 and 2 is 10. 4 and 6 is 10. So we now have 10, 20, 30, 40. Is that what it is? Is that our 40? Is that our 15? So knowing that that is all about 10, which is the letter J, and the center letter is E. This is a French term for the word I. And if you want to look at 1 a.m. in the morning, you're looking at the 13th hour, or 780 minutes. This is a Q gate. It takes the numbers 17 in order to create this numeric value here, and it rotates. This number will rotate in math. It'll be the wolf of rotation. It'll be the blowing door, if you want to call it. First of all, 1 plus 7 equals to 8. 1 times 7 equals to 7. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 plus 8 is 15. The 15th letter is O. The 11th letter is K. It says OK, but at the same time, it returns to 71. When you have 7, what do you have? You either have the 6 and the 1 creating your only 7. Well, they're all 7s, but 1 and 6 is the only true 7. Just give me 1 second. 1 and 6 is the only true 7. I just wanted to do something here. Is that 802, okay, is 20 is 1,202 minutes. 1,202 minutes. I thought it was 8:02 in the morning would give me this, but anyways, let's leave that out for now. 2021 41 home. That's what it reminds me of. So we went through this. We understood this. We understood this. We understood this. Another thing, if you want to look, we can look at something else. If I go 5 times, since these are 2 different cubes, right? So we're going to go 1 and 8. Or if you want, we can do 1 and 6, but we're going to do 1 and 8, okay? If I go 5 times 1 equals 5. If I go 5 times 8 equals to 40, 4 plus 0 equals to 4. What is the difference between 8 and 4? What's the difference between 1 and 5? The difference is 4 and 4. So what if I do 2 and 7? Let's say I go 5 times 2 equals to 10. And let's say I go 5 times 7 equals to 35. 3 and 5 equals to 8. So the difference between, where are we? I work with the 7. 5 by 7 is 35. 3 and 5 is 8. And this 5 by 2 is 10. Okay, so the difference between, okay, this is here. See this 10, right? 1 plus 0 equals to 1. The difference between 7 and 8 is 1. The difference between 2 and 1 is 1. Now we're going to do the last one, right? We did the 5 and 2. Now what we're going to do next, I didn't want to do the, hold on a second. Did I do the right one? Yeah, we worked on 2 and 7, right? Worked on 2 and 7. So now what we're going to work on is 3 and 6. So 3 times 5 equals to 15. 3 times 6 equals to 18. Okay, 15 equals to 6. 18 equals to 9. The difference between 3 and 6 that we worked with is 3 went over to 6, moved 3 times. 6 moved over to 9, worked 3 times. That means these numbers are absolutely perfect. Now, the next level of these numbers, right, is we can use the combinations that go along with the numbers. So since I used the number 1 to go along, right, and the 1 separation moved me only by 1s. Now, if I go to the opposite of what 1 was, that will be 6. So 1 and 6 now go together, right? The other one was 2 and 5. The other one was 3 and 4. So even though they're each equal to 7, right, we're going to multiply them by choose any number. I'm just going to use any number you want. Let's use 4 this time if you want. 4 times 1 equals to 4. 4 times 6 equals to 24. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. 1 converted plus 3. 6 conversion of 0. Now let's go to the next one. We're going to go to 2 and 5. 2 times 4 equals 8. And 5 times 4 equals 20, which goes back to the value of 2. So the difference between 5 and 2
equals to 3. And the difference between 2 and 8 equals to 6. This one's 3, 0. This one's 6 and 3. Now the last one is 3 and 4. So we have 3 and 4 over here. Just so happens we have 3 and 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 3 times, what number? We're using the capital number of 4. 3 by 4 equals to 12 equals to 3. And we're going to go 4 by 4 equals to 16 equals to 7. So the value of 3 multiplied by 4 moved 0 plus 0. And the value from 4 to 7 moved plus 3. So you can see that the lower realm went from 3 to 0, and the higher realm went 3 to 0, and the interior realm of those numbers, because that's the inside number over here, 2 and 5, right? 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. Those are your 3 sevens. There are no other sevens. Your number inside is your 36. The numbers inside are 28, the cycle we run. The number inside is 28, the cycle we run. The number inside is 16 and 12, 28, the cycle we run. Why is it so perfect? This is the truth about the movement of these numbers. These are the equations that are created. This is its truth. You cannot stray from the truth. It's either the truth or it's not the truth of the realm that it is in. Something else I wanted to work on, and what this is taking 360-degree linear, or 12 rows, counting 1 all the way to 36. In this piece that I'm doing is I'm moving numbers over each other, not mirroring, but putting numbers over each other, crossing. I'm going to count from 1 to 36, and I'm going to count from 1 to 36. When we put all the numbers together, every single number will be 1 and 36, 2 and 35, 3 and 34, 4 and 33. I'm going to show you. The sun, the energy, busting loose life, and the sun, Singe, talking about NGE, the sun and the moon. The N for the sun, the G for the moon. In the E world, you're 12. The way to create this is 1221. The way to create the S, right? It's very funny, E and S. This is created with 12. This is created with 13. Or you can say 1221 or 1331. This is going to talk with the moon energy. This one over here. You might be confused why the moon is 31, 13, 31, or 13, 31, 13, or 3 and 1 and 3. And this one's going to be 1 and 3 and 1, unless you want to go 3 and 1 and 3 and 1. And then what we can do is 1 and 3 and 1 and 3. And this one will be 8. And this one will be 8. And this one will be 6. And this one, this one will be 5. And this one will be 7. This one will be 75. This one will be 57. And to create it, you need 12, 13, or you need 31 and 21. The math with all of these, this will be 52 for Earth or 25 Earth, one of the seventh gates. What happens in this? 2 times 1, 2 plus 1 equals to 2, and 3 equals to 5. 3 times 1, 3 plus 1 is 3, and 4 equaling to 7. So what brings us together? Right over here, your 2 and your 4. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 will create 6 and 8. The numeric value for moon is 57. Electric is 75. This would be the bat for the bat's mitzvah. And this would be for the bar mitzvah. The male on 13, the female. It ends and it changes into the adult, to where the female falls into the 13th year, running under the guise of the moon, where the man runs into the 14th year, running under the guise of the energy of the sun. And it shows up when you multiply it. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is where you get your DC current, right? Is it your direct current or is it disconnect? To where 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will equal to 5, 4, or 4, 5. One of them is Fox. One of them is Sun. I think birth is also 57. Birth in time heaven, TH. The only time TH begins, it begins at 4th and it runs all the way over to 16th. And then it runs over to 20th, right? But over here, it changes, the IE changes. The pronunciation of 19th and the pronunciation of 20th is not the same. Your S and your T begin everything over again as first and second. Although at 21st, you use first again, but you use it at the level 3. You use it at the first level and at the third level. That's your thirst, and that's your first. 21st, 2 and 1 equals to 3. At the same time, the mathematics is going to create this. This is your connection to Mars, in which connects to the queen in this world. Connects to the queen in this world. See, we have 26, right? 26. You flip it over, you got 51. That 51 is Mars. I don't know how everything works. I do not. Only together we can. Only by the understanding of the differences can we understand. See the 1, 3, 5 each have an ace in the center? See how the 2, 4, 6 have none? They do not have the center. They do not have the heart that controls the rest that surrounds it. Everything on the outside, okay, everything on the outside count 1, 2, 3, 4, but in reality, it's 3, 6, 9, 12. And the reason for that is when you pick up this cube, you see 3 colors on every single corner. 3, 6, 9, 12. What you do not see is 2, 4, 6, 8 colors, unless you're looking at this. And you will see 6. You will see these colors over here, right? Sorry, you'll see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Did I get that right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 take away 4 is 16. You'll see 16 plus 1, 17. You're 1 and you're 16. When we bring numbers together, let me see if I have this properly. Wow, I just wrote this out. Oh, yeah. So when we bring numbers together, what happens is we're going to have 1 through 36 numbers, right? The center of numbers stops over here on 18. Now, question is, who said it should stop? Why does it stop? I'm going to look at that in a minute, Mr. Keys. Why does it stop? It doesn't actually stop, but the artwork is a little bit different. I'm going to get you in a minute, sir. The artwork is different, and I'm going to see which one I want to pull up. Okay, I'm not going to pull up that one. Oh, okay. We can use this one. I don't really like that one. Hold on, let me just take this off. Okay, so what it is with this one is see the center over here?
This is all the same. This is the only time we get straight lines. We get a one straight line here, no mirror. But over here, I get the full mirror of the straight lines. And what's actually happening with this is, I'm going to see if I can get some numbers up here. Do I have any numbers written out? No, I don't. Do I have anything written out anywhere? Okay, I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you it this way. One, look at the bottom of the screen to the right. 1, 4, 7, 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, but it's yellow. 13, 16. So we did 2 areas over here. I have 7 and 16. The minute I get to 16, my next 7, everything begins to change. This area here, or this area here, which is a total of 111, mirrors itself right over here. And over here is also the second 18 numbers. It's 1 through 18, and then this connection is exactly the same, except you come off of the Y and you run into the X. That's the difference. This is only connecting my 2 boards together, so you can disregard that. If you want, you can look at it here. You can look at it down here if you want. See the way it creates the ring over here? This is a design by obligation. This is not a design because, hey, I came up with an idea and I drew a design. That's not the design. Before I get back, this matches this. If you take a look where it says orphelin, or you can look up online saying orphan children, you will see the total of 17 and 7 and 6, equaling to a total of 57. There are 3 numbers here. 3 by 19 is 57. 17 and 34 are 177. 51 is Mars. 40 is blue. We can go to the other side and we can add 31 and 9 is 40. We have 14 and 40 is 54, the number to the sun, and 2074, which equals to energy, which equals to cross, which equals to Jesus, which is Muhammad, which is Takpans, and then 1 for 75. The 2 sides are 57, 75. If you add them up together, it equals to 112. If you add it up to a single digit, 7 over 5 is 12, and 5 over 7 is 12. That's just too ironic. 12 and 12, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 55, your liberty of the half-life. Because the mathematics of 16 or 61 or 6 and 1, 7 and 7 creates that half-life. And it's just ironic that Jesus is 74 and Christ is 77. It's just ironic that Christ Mass is 77 and the end for Jesus was at the age of 33, and Christmas is 77 and 33. And isn't it ironic that 77 and 33 should equal to 110, and the towers came down, but Earth only has 1 moon, but that's okay, because the cap to Earth is Mars. Mars has 2 moons, Earth has 1 moon. So we'll say the 1 moon for Earth and possibly the 2 moons for Mars, totaling that there's 3 moons, and nothing begins but association between 1 and 2 before we begin. This is where you begin, and the opposite side to 3, the 3rd planet Earth, is the 4th planet Mars. And to connect them together, 3 times 4, 3 plus 4, equals to 12, and 7 equals to 19, 1 and 9. The simple area over here with 8 surrounding it, and 1 over here, your 1 area, the 9th position, AI. This numeric value will reach to what is 19 and 19. And every time you count to a single digit, it equals to 1 answer. But if you add up 19 plus 19, 38. The word club. 83, monkey. The 16 that I just spoke about over here, right, has a 6 on the opposite side. When you pick up this and you count twice, you count once for the 6 and once for the number 1. That's a total of 7. Now you count the 3 missing areas in the center here and all what's around the 1. That's 11. 7 come 11, 7 come 11, 7 come 11, 21 and 33. This cube. 54, you have 3 of these cubes. You have 54, 54, 162. comest of the moon, 2,160 miles, or 1.5 times the 1,440 minutes in a day. And remember, when you have 1,440, that's 4 times 360. 4 times 360, right? But you have 3 times 4, 12 times 120 degrees. So it's either 120 degrees or 90 degrees. You play hockey, you got 3 periods, it's a hexagon. You play other sports that have 4 periods. If you want to play baseball, we'll look at it a little bit different. 3-minute rounds, 4-minute rounds. If you want to look at soccer, 45 minutes, then we might be adding the 5 inside of it. 1, 5, and 9 equals to 15. You have 3 of those. You have 45 minutes to 1/2 in soccer, 2 45 minutes. Perhaps you're using 2 calculators, one on one side, one on the other. Remember, you came to the game, you brought your calculator. I came to the game, I brought my calculator. Now we got to take somebody else's calculator, put it out here. While we're calculating our times, they're calculating the game time. We're out there playing. What place did we start with? What place are we in? Because while we're playing the game, you're not gold and I'm not silver. Are we both silver on the field? And when it ends, one of us will end up to be silver and one of us will end up to be gold, because we couldn't be broken, yet we were pliable. Can we look at it that way? Let me look at what I wrote now. So we're going to get to that. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Remember that 1, 5 and that 2, 6. I'm going to tell you what that is before I get lost, and I will get to you, sir, in 1 second. Is that when you add up 1 through 5, it equals to 15. When you add up 1 through 15, it equals to a total of 120. When you add up 2 through 6, it equals to a total of 20. When you add up 1 through 20, it equals to 210. But we started on 2 and we go up from 2 to 20. Okay. When we add up to, it's going to equal to 209. That's it. That's all it's going to take away from. So it's 210. Now, the thing is, the E letter, okay, the 5th letter is an E. The 15th letter, the 15th letter, okay, I didn't do 1 through 6 also, equals to 21. The 21st letter is a U. The 15th letter is an O. The 6th letter is an F. And when you write O-E-U-F in French, it says egg. But what I'm also going to show you is 15 and 20. That when you have 2015, the year, the Hebrew year, is 5775. Now, if we want to look at 5775, we can find it by going 77 times 75. We can go 75 times 75, 75 plus 75, and this equals, or we can go 76 times 76 minus 1, which will equal to 5775, right? By the way, Earth is number 52 and Mars is number 51. 7, 6. By the way, when you play the game of craps, the 6 and 8, what they call the big 6 and 8, house of BEIT, 2 plus 7, 9. 7th letter, 2nd letter creates big. It's actually the big red 8. This 6, okay, although equal to 52, although equal to 49, right? What the payout is you put down 6 chips, and when you win back 7 for each of them. They divide the 7th gate. This number, 5775. This number, 150. This number, 5625. This number over here, this will create 5775. Now, when you look at that, right, 5775, and you multiply it by 13 moons, it gives you 75,075 moons. Just too ironic, right? Now, if you want to know what time after time is, right, well, the number for time is 47. The
number for the electric, right, is going to be 35. Electric company, EC, right? 35 fits over here, creates 1010. Why? Because 3 over 7 and 5 over 5. 110. Towers had to go. Plug had to be pulled on the moon. Two 110 towers. Now you look over here. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 and 35 equals to 47. 3 and 5, 8. 1 and 2, 3. The word monkey is 83. 38 is gold. It's also club. What it also does is it retraces its own number. And so do these. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 and 3 is 5. But that doesn't matter. What we're going to do next with this number is 3 times 8 is 24. 3 plus 8, 11. And it goes back to 35. But we're going to take this one step further. We're going to take ourselves a little cube over here and this over here. And as we spoke before, there's 9 on every side. So we have 6 sides. We have 9 times 6 equals 54. We look at the dots and we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 21 dots, or 3.5 times 6. Remember that 3.5, right? 8 times 3.5 is 28. Remember that cycle. 21, 54. My other thing is 54 minus 21 is 33. That means there are 54 areas on here. There are 21 with dots and 33 that are voids. We have a total of 54. We have a total of 6 sides. So if we want to reduce that and we go 2 sides and 2 sides and 2 sides, it would be 18 and 18 and 18 equaling to 54 for 2, 2, and 2, 6 sides. So we can understand that, right? We understood this. So now we have 18. We also understand that there's 6 on this side and 1 on this side. So it's 18 minus 7 equals 11 on 3 sides, minus 7, plus minus 7, plus minus 7. We come down to the bottom, 11, 11, 11 equals 33 voided spaces. With that done, we have, with 2 sides, 18 minus 7, we have 11. We have 1 side here total, a pair of sides, a pair of sides, and a pair of sides. 33. It's 11. When we have it sitting this way, we have 11 here and 11 here. 11 and 11 equals to 22. This top side and the bottom side added is only 11. So when we do the math, 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and 4 equals to 8. When we do the math, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1, and 2 equaling to 3. And what are we getting to? Is now we have the number 3 and 8 for monkey, for gold, for club, to where our creation came out from 5775, which was time over time. This equals to 12. 12 times 12 is 144. We're back to the same number, showing that time should have ended in 5775, the cubic time. But why did it pass? Why did it pass? What was the year 2000? What was the year 2000? The year 2000, we're going to get to that. I'm going to go, what was the year 2000? We're going to get back to that in a minute. We're going to get on to what this is over here. The designs can change. Where does it come from? Nothing I've done on my own, of course not. I sort of worked with all the other information that's out there, and I gave it a little bit of a form. So, oh my God, I've got 16 messages, but I'm going to take maybe a 2-3 minute break. Hopefully we don't forget. I'm going to be starting with the keys to wisdom. Like everybody has trouble keeping up with me. I just don't put enough time in studying what everybody else says completely, because 1 hour of somebody's work for me is like days of somebody's work. So I go over little pieces at a time, and I try to understand them properly.
So I'm just going to heat up some water and have my 600th coffee of the day and answer my son. My son went to a festival. Well, not a festival, but a jazz place. The place is amazing, what it looks like. Maybe I'm going to show it to you just for a minute because I just loved it. I just told a friend of mine today. Let me see if I can get this here. Look at those chandeliers. Look at that place. Look at that. Is that not amazing? That is amazing. That is amazing. So, like I've mentioned before, and don't take my word for it, it's in theory, my thought, my feeling, what I see, but it's all good because we're here for the story. We're going back to the Broadway days, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and we're going backwards, forward in time. And the time period that we're going through is the 1960s. If we remove 42 years from 1960, it becomes 1918. If we advance 42 years from 1960, it only gives me a 2002 and Mickey Mouse's birthday. So we're going to have to go a little bit further. We're going to have to go 60s from the 60. In fact, we're going to go number 64. Number 64, Zion, Israel, the house of DC. It will create the one house. 6 times 4, 6 plus 4. It is the division of what is 55, which is the halfway house. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6, where you now get Uranus to Saturn played out by Mars and Earth. 7 times 642, the divided house of the cat, EIEIO, onto Animal Farm. 7 times 642, 7 plus 6, 13, through the 12 zodiac signs, and we start over on the 13th to what connects to the 3113 cycle that we run of the moon. But it's not one moon, it's the moon of fear. It's the moon of demons. The Mars moons of phobias, or Demas, demons. The cubic moon, or Tuluna, the one moon, the crazy moon, the monkey moon, the lunatic moon, the singular moon for father, the twin moons running for the mother, to the house where man resides, the house of the rising sun, to where the woman receives the dark energy from that house, the moon and the sun, as it is told mostly in a lot from other words that have been spoken and can be understood through knowing that the bar mitzvah and the bar mitzvah and the bat mitzvah, that when you achieve the age of 12, you have gone through 156 moons, which equals to 12 years out the door. You are in the 157th moon, in the spirit moon, in the I 157. To where if you're in the 13th year and you're a male, you have put aside 13 moons or 169 moons, 9 times 654, running in the spirit eye rotation of the sun. 9 and 6. 1/3 is 3, 2/3 is 6, and 3/3 runs the 9. It is ironic the way 3 times 2 is 6. Hold on a second. 1 times 2 times 3 equals to 6, and 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. The same way as 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equal to both 4 and 4. Where our numbers take us is the truth that we must follow. We cannot go any deeper or further away from the truth than just understanding the basics of all creation, because we were all created in the mirror image of our Creator. So therefore, every single word we speak will not only have the meaning that we came and grew up to understand and learn, because really and truthfully, 99% of the people 150 years ago couldn't read or write. So whoever was reading and writing to others, we're only teaching them through their realm. But certain things had to be perfect in order to bring on the new connaissance. Just give me 1 minute. We're going to take a little break. Oh, I was going to go into my
Oh, look at that. My fridge is pretty cool. A fridge that hasn't worked in a week. Oh. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to try and get down, and let's see what's going on here. And I'm gonna, you know, what's really crazy is that it's gonna have to be explained. So let me take a look. 4th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 18th, 20. Pure TH ads. Okay. 8. Okay. 9. 12. You know, I'm not very good. I'm gonna write this all down. Then we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna do one step at a time here. Okay. 4th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 18th, and 20th. Okay, now the problem is, you know what you're talking about, and I don't. And I'm very slow at understanding. It's like sometimes you'll hold something in front of me and say it's blue, and everybody will say it's blue, and I'll look at it and I'll say, I don't see it. So bear with me, please. Okay, so the others are not. Now we have 5th, 8th, 9th, and 12th oddballs. Let me write that down. 5th, 8th, I'm over here now. 5th, 8th, 9th, and 12th. Okay, now we're going to go to, now I'm going to put the 20th. Okay. Now we're going to go, 5 is 5th, 8th is 8th, minus the E. Okay, now let me go with this. 4th, okay, 5th, let me see where it is. 4th, 6th, okay, 4th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 18th, 20. So first you said the 20 is pure in the odds. And then you said the 20th, IETH. Yes, the 20th is IETH. Okay. The 12th, 5. Okay, I'm trying to, 20th is funny. Yeah, yes. Okay. And it's funny because I just talked about this or just earlier on in the last video, but it's 19 and 20 are S and T. That's what's ironic. Okay. I did this just a second ago. Let me see if I can go back 1 second. Wow. I've got my pages. Where is the 19th and 20th? Let me see. Okay. 19th and 20th. The word first, F-I, F and I, RST, right? Let me write this down. RST. 9 and 6 equals to 15. 39, 49, 50 is first. Okay, yeah, it works out. Okay. Here is number 6 and 9. 2 times 3, 3 times 3. Okay, that's Mars. This fits into Mars right over here. The game of pool divided by the 8 ball. 1 through 7. Maybe they call it the 7th gate because there's 7 balls below, 7 balls above, and that 8 ball, that one single 8 ball that goes with one of them. It's 717. And the ironic thing of 717 is when you add up 1 through 18, it equals to 171 when you add up 1 through 18. When you add up 1 through 17, this is going to be the number into the sun. 1, 5, and 3, ace and sun. The two things I see between the ace, it can be split. You can have the right angle and the left angle of the sun. The other thing I can see with that is once you do this, right? Okay, you can even create the balance of the equation and go 7, 1, 6, and you divide it right over here. And then you have that pyramid. Why 7, 1, 6? We have 7 to the left. The ace that gets divided is 1. 1 is a divider, and then the F letter is the 6. Why is the 1 the divider? Why should 1 be the divider? Why should it be? It doesn't have to be. I mean, not because they put it up here, called it I, and in Roman numerals it was number 1. It doesn't have to be. Mars goes with that number 1 to split the house, okay, to pay out of 7, of 6, of Mars 6, of Earth 7. So what would 1 have to be? One of the things about 1 is its split is at 55. Why is it split at 55? Because 5 and 5 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. The split on the outside is 6 and 4, Zion, 0, Israel, and then into 7 and 3, and then to 8 and 2, and then to 9 and 1. And that split 9 and 1 tells me it's a split and it's in the moon. Also to note that it's 7 by 13 equals to 91. I also know that 3 by 19, okay, equals to 57, the numeric value of the moon, and at the same time, male and female, 5 and 7, in which are going to be changed to 7 and 9, and 7 and 9. I like 7 and 9. 7 and 9, 7 and 9 right here. Look at that. 7 and 9, right here. 7, 9, and 1. They go together. 1, 7, and 9, right? I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Is that once you reach your 12th birthday, 12 years are gone. You're celebrating the ending of your 12th year, not the beginning. And when you reach the bar mitzvah and you have the 13th year done, you're celebrating 169 moons passing on by. Either it's 1 and 6, 7 and 9, or if a female, it's 1 and 5, 6. Whether it's the female, right, and 156, which is 13 by 12, or it's the male. Notice the female gets it before the male, right, because she's in the first two cubes. Male only shows up in the next cube, equals 13 by 13. Only shows up when the zodiac sign starts all over. It shows up maybe at Aries again. It shows up in the rat. So if it shows up in the 13th year, if it started in the rat, would it not end up in the ox? In the 13th year, where I'm just trying to understand, can I use it that way? Irregardless to the fact, right, that we have 169 moons. So either we can go 5 and 1, 6 and 6, 1 and 6, 7 and 9, or we can do 1 and 6, 11, which would be female 1 and 2. And we can go over here 1 and 15, the male would be 1 and 6. And then we'd work it out this way. But this multiplication and addition goes here, and this goes here, and this would be over here, and the two of them work together with the passage in the sun. 4, 5, 5, 4. Passage in the sun. And then the passage in the sun has something to do with the female as well. To note that the male sex organ and the female sex organ, this is the female, and this is the male. 6354. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to go ahead and get my hot water in the kitchen, come back and look at the messages. But remember, the right and the left, right and the left. So note in here that the center one is to one side, and then the next one is to the other side. And to note, the third one over here, right, where 1, 4, and 7 is at the top, right? This one is straight up and down. Now, it's not which numbers they are, because we could have put these numbers anywhere we wanted, right? Because in each one of these images,
you're going to see this bow tie here. Now you see it here. Now you see it here. When you're seeing it like this, right? And we can move all these numbers, don't forget. This is when 369 connects to 147. This is going to tell you about the connection of 714. Let me see, is that, yeah, this is 714. This one to the right. This one over here is going to tell me about 333. Let me see if it does the same thing. 333, 6, 9, 3. See, when you connect these together, 2, 8, and 5, and 1, 4, and 7, right? So when you put 2 and 1 is 3, 5 and 4 is 9, 8 and 7 is 15, 1 and 5 is 6. So I did the same thing over here. 1, 4, and 7 with 3, 6, with 3, 6, and 9. 1 and 3 is 4. 1 and 9 is 1. 1 and 6 is 7. 4 and 3 is 7. 4 and 9 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. And 4 and 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 7 and 3 is 1. 7 and 9 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. So this one's going to revert to 147. This one over here, okay, is going to revert to 3, 6, and 9. 5 with 1 is 6. 8 with 7 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 2 with 4 is 6. Now the 8, now we're going to go 1. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. And then when we go over here, it's going to be 369 with 258, where this one over here is going to return to 258. So the one on the left returns to 258. The one on the right returns to 147. And then the one in the center returns to 369. Those are absolutes. If you don't understand, please don't hesitate not to ask. So, Mr. Messer, we're going to get back with you. I'm way behind. Yes, add the y minus the I. I understand that one. Oop, I just lost where I am. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. Okay. Okay, let me see. 54 is the total of the odd balls. Okay, odd balls, odd balls. Okay, I have to understand why odd balls. Is it because 12's a word? 9, 8, 5. I'm not getting it. I have to think. Help me out. Somehow you're going to, somewhere I'm hoping that I read further on that I'm going to see what it is. So the cube 9 by 6 equals 54 is the oddball, the numbers. Oddball TH numbers. Okay. But why are you not oddballing 17? Because it's 17th. Right? But 17, 18, 19 in French are said different. 19 and 20 are on the other side, recreating 1 and 2 again. So I'm still not following. Okay, but I'm quite sure I will. So the cube 9 by 6 by 9 is 54. Okay. Now, let me see if I can get anything here. Let me go back to my hot water. I'll be back in a minute. Or did I do it? Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Can we see what it looks like up there? Hey, Sean. Okay, so let me see where 150 in the pure, the numbers. Okay. Four through 20, 204. Total in the 4 to 20 has some Mary Jane going on. Absolutely. And that's where 80 comes in because this is communication. 4 times 20 equals to 80 plus 24 equals to 104. 104, 10, 4 is noted to be communication. We also know that 10 is 13. Right away, it signifies our cycle of 3 years and 1 year. Since we run at 3, we only can go 3 by 20. And since we can go 3 by 20, we can include it in 1 year, and we can include it as 60. 3 parts of 120 degrees for 360. It's not the 4 parts of 90. That's when we flip over into the mirror realm. Also 6 and 4 or 104, that when you look at this 10, on the opposite side, you get 4. If you want to look at your Freedom 55, also Sky Pass, right? Your Sky Pass would now be ape. Now, if we watch the movie that just came out, Planet of the Apes, and if you go back many, many, many years and just go a little bit deeper into the movie, see that they ran the horse on the beach, the words they spoke, the names of the characters, because from beyond time, and I just want to just get off of the character for a second. I need to go back 69 years. So maybe I should go back 70 years to 1890 is what I'm going to do. 1890 to 2030. I have to do that. Did I get that right? So, and we're going to go from exactly the year 1900 to the year 2020 at the same time. I'm bringing time in and out, understanding right now we're in the time period of the 60s of the 60s. Where do I get 10-4 from?
Before the Christ, or how about CB codes, which is 10-4, Roger Rabbit. 1 and 4 is the home, and it is the king. When you king something, you now have 2 and not 1. 0, 8. Until you plug the battery in, until you put the 2 together, you have nothing. So it is A, B, C, D, and B, C, D, and A, B, C. And we take A, B, and C, and we have left 4 and 1 through what is 10. 1 for 1 exchange. To where we have A, B, C, D, 10. B, C, D added together is 9. A, B, C added together is 6. 9 times 6 is 54, and 15 is your rotation of 96. I think we just spoke about these numbers for the female before. So we bring the house together with B and C through A and D after the death and before the Christ. 7 and 9 we started to speak about before, and I'm still going to get back to that. Let me see if we're going to get back to that. And what else was I talking about? Just let me see that I'm not going to forget anything. Oh, we didn't speak about 2015 equaling to also 35 before, right? Or 2 and 6. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have to get back to Sir Messer. Right now, we're in the years right here. We have to go back in time, forward and backward in time. But maybe we can't go back. Maybe we can go back 40 years or 31 years and go forward 69 years. We only can use up 100, or can't we use 110? So if we can use 110, We're going to go forward 69 years and backwards 41 years. If I go backwards 41 years from 1960, I end up at 1929. I have an equation for that. Just to hold off, I will tell you there's an equation for that, but I'm going to show you a simple equation for this. Is 19 and 19 equals to 38, right? But remember also we talked about 20 coming together. Is 1 and 9 is 10 is 1 for first, and 2 plus 0 is for second, where S and T comes in for first and second. We had first and second come in, and I spoke about it right over here. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to finish with this in a minute. We had first and last, right? Or first and second if you want. So first and last, Earth is 52, and first is 72. We have the gold. It's the house of BEIT. In rotation of Mars and the moon and the angels. ST stands for angel. S and T is also in the fourth house. The reason it's in the fourth house, because we start over on 10. 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. We flip the house over. First and second, where we have first and second coming together, well, we might as well take a stand, and we stand on 17 in the blue house. BJ. 2 and 10. See, 1 plus 0 is 1. Instead of counting from 1 and 2, now we're 2 through 1. But on the other side. Do you follow what I'm saying? When you play the game of pool, it's 2 and 10 blue. 2 on the low side, 10 on the high side. On the low side, we'll bring in the 1. On the high side, we'll bring in the 9. So we'll end up with 3 and 19 coming into the house. Now, which way do I want to look at this? Can I multiply it for 57 equaling to the moon, or 22 to add it on for ape? Where does it 19 plus 3 is 22, and 57 equals to 79. Now, like I was saying before, and I will get back to you, Mr. Messer, just let me do this thing over here. And we get to this, we had this. Now, here is 7 and here is 9. Now, if you take your telephone and pick it up, you're going to see that PQRS is located on the 7. You're going to see that WXYZ, right, is located on the 9. The Z is missing. On the 7, the Q is missing. But if you take a look up to the 1, on the 1, the Q is located here on number 1, and the Z is located on the number 1. And remember, all these numbers can switch. So want to do something over here? Okay, just give me 1 second. All these numbers can switch. So this is what we're going to look at next. And I'm getting back to Mr. Messer. I know I go halfway down. I don't complete everything. So this is what it's going to be, right? We had the Z and we have the Q. The 26th letter and the Q is the 17th letter. 2 plus 6, 8. 1 plus 7, 8. Q plus Z equals to 43, or the House of DC. 88, Trump. 88, gold, silver, bronze. 88, window. 88, purple. 4 by 22 to equal to 88. 3 by 22 equaling to 66. The house divides with 6 and 8, the House of DC. 22 is also what is the cube. 11 and 11 for 22, with 11 going the other way. 11, 11, 11 for the cube. 6 and 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 times 8 is 64. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 times 6 is 36, is 9. This one will equal 17. This one will equal to 12. Okay, just going to leave that one right here. So you saw what happened to that. All of a sudden, 1 has a value in it. I'm going to jump back over here and here. Blackjack, right? We stand on 17. Why did they make that rule? Why is it so? Why is it so showing? Why? They're telling us a story. 17 is also for blue, and it's blue because 34 is for the word cold, and cold is blue, and now we have ice. So if we have DC or CD, connect, disconnect. At the same time, not only do we have 34, we have 51 Mars and 68 House. At the same time, we have 25 for Earth. We have 33 for the command and the creation, the division of the two worlds. And then we have 41, home. Where do I get this from? 1 and 1 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 2 and 1 is 3. Where is the rotation of our house? It's in number 51, Mars. 19 plus 19. Although you say it equals to 38, 1 and 1 is 2. 9 and 9 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Now we go 19 one more time, and we say 2 and 1 equals to 3. 9 and 9 is 18. 1 and 8 equals to a total of 9. And then the next one is 49, and it just keeps climbing. Now, where do we find these numbers? I must go back to Mr. Messer and finish with that equation. I must understand it. Let me keep going on. 204 sum, 96 differences. Double the pure 150. I'm not following, but I am following the TH numbers. Okay, the TH numbers. But I just couldn't understand. I got a little lost when it came to the beginning. For those who are missing part of this, I'm going right back to the beginning. And it all started off over here. Let me see. Is this it? That's me. 4, 6, 7, 10th. Why is fifth not in there? Is it because we changed the F, the sound of the 5? And eighth, because we don't have to add on the TH. But ninth, I'm not sure. Is it because we removed the E in ninth? Let me look that up. Let me look that up. Ninth. Okay. Okay. So I'm with you so far. I hope I don't lose you. Ninth. And then we have 18th, 16th, 8th. Right. No, we have 19th. So 9. All right. 9 and 19th. Yes. Okay. So I understand 5. I understand 8. I understand 9. I understand 19th. Okay. So let's see if that's in my ballpark. So, but in this one, okay, 5th, 8th, 9th. Now 12th. But okay, 12th wasn't in the other one. 12th. 12, 12th. Does that mean it's not spelled the same? Let me take a look. I got to follow you. 12th. How do you spell it?
According to BEIT, 12 in words is written as 12 in math. 12 is a number that represents a count or a value. When it is expressed as a count, it is a counting number or a cardinal number.
And also, we have to remember it's a cardinal number. Okay, we have to understand all these. Everything has to be split up. If everything was made for computers and we're part of the system, then everything is put in place. And yes, the E is missing in 12. So far, I'm so good with that, sir. Okay, 20th is the oddball too because it's IETH. 5 for fifth, 8 for eight. Right. So we're seeing it the same thing. Okay, I'm following you. I'm following you. I'm following you. Now let me get to here. 150th in the pure TH numbers. Okay, so I'm a little lost on, but the 420 I understand because in French, they're going to say 4 times 20 to get to 80. Everything is switched around. 4 times 20 to get to 80. Just 1 second. I just have to look at one little thing I wrote down. Okay.
Wow, I can't believe you did that so fast. 150 pure numbers, a fourth to 1/20th. Okay. And that means there's 54 which are not pure. That makes it, if I'm understanding so far, oh, there's 96 differences. 300, double the pure 150th numbers. I'm a little lost in that. Yeah, why 19th, 18th? Is that a mistake to write that twice? Oh, is that because you climbed up from the bottom side? You went 1 through 19, and from the top side, you went through 119, and you locked the 19 together, and then you go 1 up to 20, and then you go 1 up to 21, and then you go down to 21. But when you get to 19, right, and the next number becomes 20, where 18 is. Let me look at this again. Hold on a second. 36. 27, 36, 27, 18, 30, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 19, 19. And then you're going to go 18 all the way to 1. So when you get to 9, okay, so check this out. Just trying to keep up. You minus 9 equals to 27, minus 8 equals to 19. 18 minus 9 equals to 9, minus 8 equals to 1. So 9, 8, 17, and 17. So we're not going to count these two numbers here, nor these two numbers here, which is 666 minus 74 equals to 692. Did I get that right? 592. 666. Okay, I'm not sure what that number means or anything. Yes, this is what I wanted to do. So that the 19th number from 36 over to 18, this would be the 19th number. Now, I'm just going off the subject for a second. I'm just trying to calculate. Then we go over to 17, and that would be the 20th number. And then we go over to 16, and that would be the 21st number. And then we go over to 15, and that would be the 22nd number. You see, we've busted out if we're in blackjack. And then if we go over to 14, right, that would be the 23rd number. Now, the thing about this, right, is that if I go any lower than 16 is 15, 14, okay, I have to go over to 13, which is the 24th number. Okay, that's if I'm going this way. If I'm going up, right, and I wanted to do the same thing, I would go up and I would go all the way to the 24th number, which would be like that. I go 1 to the 24th number, in which 1 through 18 would be my realm, and then 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. We can never go more than 6 at a time. Right. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even when you add them up. And this would be 43, 43, what, 43, 43, 43, 129. 129 would be here. Your first setup would be 21. Your next, that would be 1 through 6 equals to 21. And then you would go 7 through 12. And that would be 78. That would be 57 if I got that right. 7 and 8 is 15, and 9 is 24, and 10 is 34, and 11 is 46. Did I get that right? 12 and 7 is 19. 12 and 7, 8 and 11, 9 and 10 is 57. Okay, we got that right. Now when we go 13 through 18, it equals to 93. So if we check it all out, if it's right, 9 and 11, 12, 12, 7 and 5, 12, 12. So they're all 12. So when we go from 19 over to 24, that's 43. And that'll be 43, 43, 43, 129. So that's what they will all equal. They'll all equal to these 12s. I'm just trying to understand because there's an overlap. Do you understand what I'm saying? If we count from this side to 36 this way and this side to 36 this way, we're going to have an overlap in numbers. Now we always have to make sure we take the heart into consideration, and it stops over here where the heart is. And so does the alphabet divide over here if we're talking about 36 numbers. If we were talking about restructuring the alphabet, and I would start at 6 and end at 31, this would be A, this would be Z. If I would do that, but start at all, this is M, this is N, this is W, this is X. The alphabet divides here. The reverse alphabet splits here between what is D and what is C, the fourth and the third, the fourth and the third. You follow where I'm going with this? So now that we overlap this, we're going to go from number 14, right? And it just so happens that 14 over here and 23 is over here. And I can show you that in the artwork. And I think I'm going to get back to Mr. Messer. Sorry it's taken so long. Right? When you look at the artwork over here, right here, okay, is 14, and right over here is 23, and then you have this cube that's in the center. The cube equals to 111. No matter which way you go with this cube, will it equal to 111? No, it won't. Not unless you make sure this number over here, right, these two numbers invert, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So if I count from this way up and this way down, we're going to see what happens over here. So we're going to count down. So we're going to go like this. 1 all the way to 21. Right? 1 over to 21 equals to 231. But I must count 22 and 23 because I need to get, let me see. I need to get over here, right? So I'm going to have to add on. See, over here, right, is 18. Here is 21. Here is 22. Here is 19. Here is 16. So these are all my red numbers. So I'm going to count all the red numbers and all the blacks, and then I'm just going to count the red. So let's do this. If we're counting the red, okay, we have 37, 37, 37, 111 in red. Now we can add on the black, right, which is 2 blacks over here. That's 37. Now, if I add on this black here and this black here, that's 37. And if I add on this black here and this black here, that's 37. So now I have 111, 111, 222 if I'm doing the flapjack on this. So now I'm going to add the 45 over here, and we're going to have 276 one way and 276 the other way. And it's going to equal to 552. Okay, what I understand of this, 55 is the sky pass, 52 is Earth, 5 by 5 is 25 equals to 70, plus 12, 82. I'm just trying to see what else I get out of this. 15 and 15, 42 times 2 is 84, 99, is that what it is? 6 times 7 is 42, times 2 is 84, plus 6 plus 7 plus 2 is 15, equals to 99, and 99 just can be a coincidence, ironic, but everything begins at that number. So let me get back to having a drink of my coffee here. Get back onto the next number. What does it say? Right, that's what I understood also. The number spelled the same way, right? So I'm with you. Well, you said 19 was not pure, but are you telling me 19 is pure odd? I'm going to have to go back or write it further down because I'm falling behind on the, there's not enough room to see everything clearly, right? Fourth is pure, fifth is not. I'm with you on that. Okay. Right. They're not, well, the end result, sorry for that. The end result is they are THs, but the word itself changes. But again, it changes again in French. Okay, so I like to do this in both English and French. Right now, we're going to sit here and do it in English, right? And I'm following you. Okay, let me see how far back I have to go to catch up. How far back am I? Why is 19? Well, 19 was pure. I thought 19 was not pure. Yeah, it said, oh, yes, it says, no, 19th is, first of all, I don't even have 19 here. So now I like to go back myself. You wrote 18th twice. So was that 18th meant 19th? Right? Hold on a second. 19th, spell it.
According to dictionary.com, 19, next after the 18th, being the ordinal number for 19.
Okay, right. But it's not the same teen as 12th, right? Because 13, right, 13. So let me get back to, I just lost where we were. Just let me put this back here. 19th, 20th, 20 th is not equal 20th, right? 20th is a minus y, right? And okay. Parasite. Well, we all know pair, right? Pair also is father. I wear a pair of those glasses. 5760, isn't it for the year? Yes, 5760 is the year 2000. Now, if we were counting minutes in a day, okay, for years, it would be 4 times 1440. If we did 3 times 1440, it equals to 432, which is the earth vibration, right? The 4 times 1440 creates the mirror. We flip the sides, we flip it upside down. It's a 180-degree turn, and it becomes the year 5760. Right now, we're in the 24th year ending of 5760. So 24 ends a cycle completely in numbers. It creates the fourth six, or it creates 4 times 6 equals to 24, or it's 8 times 3 equals to 24, or it's 12 times 2 equals to 24. What else? Or it's 16 times 1.5, the division between night and day, equaling to 24. And that 16 works into the purple sky, the 12 ball and 4 ball in Mars. They show that there's no donut hole in it. It's a connection to the old system of 16, which is 16 hours at 90 minutes. Okay, 16 hours times 16 hours times 90. Did I get that right? Where's my calculator? 16 times 90. 16 times 90 equals to 1440. Running back with the old time in 90 minutes or 90 seconds per minute, if you want to run it that way.
Mem Chi Ro. Mem is from what language? I'm going to have to go look at your videos. So if those want to go out there, they can go see Keys to Wisdom and go take a look at his stuff. Mem in Hebrew, there's Tate and Mem. Or is it Tate the Mem? Okay, that's what I thought. So that would be, okay, Mem Greek Phi. Mem is Greek Phi, and Phi actually has to do with 3 and 4 because of the 3 times 3 is I, and 4 times 4 is 16P, or 4 and 4 is H. You need all of the 4s to write in there, but you only need the multiple of 3. You do not need F. The thing about F, if you want to run it this way, is the sound being the 6th letter. Also noted that F is also like U, being the 21st letter. 2 and 1 is 3, the 3rd letter, right? Could be the cuff on my pants, I don't know. But the 21st letter, what it is the PH sound, as in, this is for seal in French, or the letters P and H, when they come together, they sound like F. It becomes the 16th letter and the 8th letter, equaling to 24. 2 and 4 equals to 6. Or if you want to use the G and H, like in laugh, the 7th and the 8th letter come together, equaling to 15. The 24th letter for X, the 15th letter for O. This one will go at C, this one will go at L. You want to look at clocks? Okay, we can look at that, but the thing is, they both sound like F. This one is a gateway, and this one divides the night and the day. This is a hexagon. It divides the 7th gate between 6 and 8, the final mathematics over here. Not because of what created it, either 22 or 84 will create this. 8 times 4, 32. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 32, 44. So what does 2 have to do? Well, 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is the same thing. So we're going to talk about the ring around this. Let me see where else we can go with this. Where we can go, where we are. The golden ratio. Sorry, I'm just busy reading. I'm busy reading. I'm down to here. Okay. Yeah. That's so I'm good. I'm good with the TH. I'm following you. Let me see. 5 is not 5th, it's 5th, right? Minus the right. Right. So far, so good. Well, you have the 54 base cube, but you have what is 26 cubes, right? So if you have 26 cubes, can we reassign? We're going to change, like the sign where we went back to the beginning, we changed it to a yellow. So this entire side of yellow, this side is going to be 9
6, 2, 2, 2, 4, 6, 4. And is that what color is that? And that's going to be 2 because the red is 27, 9. The orange is 60, 6 plus 0, 6. The yellow is 92, 2 and 9, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. So we lowered 2 levels here. And the same thing for the rest of this. Instead of it. Now the question is, are we going to put 4 numbers on each of these sides? Because I don't have an in-between on the cube. So all I can do is count the 4 corners. And once you count the 4 corners, you get the free center because you can actually create the X inside. So I'm going to use these cubes not only as 9, okay, but I'm also going to use them as 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, so that's going to be, let's use them as 4. So you have 36, 36 and 36, 72, and 72 and 72. So now you have 216, plus you have the centers that I didn't count, plus you have 54. So let's do this again. We have 6 sides times 9 equals to 54. If every face on here was 4, it'd be 54 times 4 equals to 216. Now, if every place was 4, plus we get 1 free, we get 9 free, okay, 9 free times 6 sides equals 54. So we're going to go 54 plus 216 equals to 270. The house of BEIT, number 27. That's what the answer is. So what happens to the 18? How come we don't get 288? We just don't. We don't get 288. We get 270. I would have liked to get 288, unless you want to use complete sides, saying, look, let's count the cubes also. Here and here, 9 and 9 is 18. Well, if I'm counting cubes, right, then that would be 18. Maybe that's what makes up 288, but I don't have it. So this is where you count up 4 dots times 9 equals to 36. Times 6 sides equals 216. Moon diameter is 216. If I had 4 cubes, or let's say 40, I'd have 864, which this would be the seconds in a day. If it would be in millions, it'd be the diameter of the sun. Where else was I coming with that? Yes, if I had 4 to the side, there's 26, okay, cubes. 6 sides by 26 cubes, 156. If I had 4 for every single cube, and then I had 156 singulars that were in the center that were free, I would have 24 and 2. I would have 2 and 2. I'd have 624. Remember what I was telling you? This 624.0, 6, okay, and then 156. And this would give me 780. That would be telling me about a gateway. 78 is your gateway. Now, if I had 4 of them, right, should I be, I multiplied that by 4. Just let me see if I got that right. 26 cubes, 6 sides, 4, and then, right, that's what I would get here. So let me see this over here. Did I do this right? What equation did I run here? All right, I ran only on the flat surface. I ran on the flat surface. 1, 2, so I ran 54 on the flat surface. Did I do that right? 54 on the flat surface of 4 is 2160. And is that what I got? 4 by 4 is 16, and 1, I got 216. Sorry about that. But do note that 76 times 76 is 2016. Okay, let me see where I'm getting. The cube 54 is in the spelling changes. Okay, are there 54 spelling changes? Is that what I'm getting to? I'm going to have to look at that again. I'm going to have to look into that story. I didn't know. And it was before and it was after. Even if we're going to use the letter ICU, which is actually 3 letters, we can now reduce the ICU using the I, but the C, we'll just use the C letter for 3, explaining that both 1 and 2, what you're seeing, sees you, the 21st letter, which is YOU. So we're going to have to look at that, understanding that the U, right, is the 21st letter, and 2 and 1 is the C, which is both 1 and 2. Let's say both mother and father, both the spirit and the house is what I see. Yes, 10/4 is my birthday. So is that 10/4 revert to April? My first birthday is October. My second birthday is in April. So if you're born on, I don't know, 10/3, you would have a birthday in March. You would have a birthday in October. And you would have something happening in December, because 3 can be 1 and 2, 3. It could be December 10th. It could be March 10th. It can be October 3rd. And also 103 is a relationship to Jesus Christ, a relationship to both the moon, the bar mitzvah, AI, which is the core, which is the controller, which is the center of this over here, or at least on a flat surface. It changes. I think it changes to a 2 or a 3 when it goes into the center. Right? I work on a flat surface. We have to move it inside here. Need a little help. Oh no, if you have something with Q and Z on one and you want to tell us, I'm going to bother looking at it. It just might take me time. If you want, do a little video of 5 minutes and I'll take a look at it. Absolutely. Very important. Q and Z. The reverse of Q and Z, Q17, Z26, right, which is 43, is A1 and what is it? Boy, J, right, J10, which is 11. The total is 32. The QZ, obviously it's 2 letters. It's always going to equal 54. It also equals 7 and 2, equaling to the house. Right? I don't know, JAQ, JAZ. You can use them in any order. The game of Scrabble taught us to use them in any order. Is that not correct? 88. I have a sciatic nerve problem. Don't forget, if there's anybody out there who'd like to help the channel out, you can send it to TACPANS instead of Mr. TACPANS. Take away the Mr. Just put TACPANS at smn.com. PayPal. Thanks. 12,470. Okay, let me look at this. 12,478. Now, 12,478. 12,478 concept. 12,4878. 78. I know we can create that with 17. 2 by 6 is 12. No, I do not know. Cannot follow. Not sure. I'd have to see a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to have to look that also a little bit. Okay, 12. Okay, 12 is number 87. 4 is number 60. So it'd be 66. And then 78. Well, I'm not sure if you're looking at it as 78 or 7 and 8. That would be 65 and 49. 65, 11 is 2, and 49 is 4 is 6. Wow, that's that. Let me look. I don't know if I just saw that, but I'm not sure if this is why you did this. 4. Just going to show you what I just saw in that, right? And then you're going to go. So 42, 60, 65, and 42. So 8 and 7 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. That's 6. Now these two, right? These two were together. So this would be 114, right? This will be 114, and this will be 6. Now the 9 will be 6. The 4 will be 6, and this will be 107. So that's going to give me an 8. So I must have made a mistake. 79. Unless you're talking about the TY equaling to 45, equaling to 152, 5, 6, 7, it still equals to 8, 6. I don't know if I'm getting that right. Okay, so I don't know what's going on over here, but that's okay. So now it depends. Are you inverting the numbers? 8 goes along with 9. I'm not sure what you're doing here. I wish I did know. But I do like that. So if we're going to go Alpha Gregorian, we're going to go with number 1. If we're going to go BEIT Hebrew, we're going to go with number 2. Another thing is that when we get to 17Q, that's a 1. When we get to Z26, that's a 2. Okay, 1 and 2. So that would mean the Earth comes into Q while Mars comes into Z, meaning Mars becomes the house and Earth becomes that mirror spirit. I'm going to try and see if you can understand why. 2 and 1 come together. 1 is always going to be in the center here. 2 is always going to be over here. 6 is the numeric value that goes with Mars, 5 and 1, 6. 7 is the numeric value that goes with Earth, 52. But when you look at this one, the 10 is a mirror. It's the dark side. The 26, and it's a reduction of only a single area because you reduce to 8. Here you have to reduce twice to 8. Here you reduce once. Here you reduce twice. So one of them would end up being the ring for once and once. And then this one would be the pole, the single reduction. I'm not sure if anybody else can see it that way, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's just give me a second here. So let me take a look at something. 2151, what's going on? Okay, all cool. And note this year we go into 2025. I think at the beginning of October, the end of September. Just another note, it's ironic that apparently Aries starts in April, April, Aries. The 91st day of the month, the first day of April is the 91st day, but Aries starts near 81. If I get it correctly, let me look that up. What is the beginning of Aries?
March 21st. According to USA Today, the dates of Aries season are March 21st to April 19th.
Didn't matter. Let's take away 10 days.
And when you take away those 10 days, it goes from 91 to 81, starting off at Venus, right? So it's 81 from Venus, or the maximum you can get is 81. Then after that, you have to bring the two worlds together between 81 and 99, because 9 times 9 is 81. Stop. Now, if you want to continue it, use a star system as multiplication and addition, creating 8 divisional areas. So 9 and 9 is 18, plus 81 equals to 99. So when you start off to April 1st becomes the 91st day. 91 is for spirits. 91 runs into the moon, or 19 runs into the moon, 18 runs into the sun. The base reason why is because I have to think as a child. I can't be overly smart. If I'm overly smart, meaning you're not overly smart, when you start to have too much information in this world, you lose the base of reality in the translation from one to another area. Okay, how can I say that? Once you know something else, it's hard to say it's not. So what I do is when I see the 1 and the 8, is it 81 or is it 18? Very special numbers. It is the end number 81 of 9 times 9, and it is the end number of 9 and 9 is 18. It is the halfway point, because 18 are 180 degrees. 90 degrees, 180 degrees. 180 degrees, you flip it to the other side. 90 degrees, you just keep flipping it once at a time. Otherwise, you flip it twice. 91 is 13 times 7 equals to 91 in the deck of cards. Okay. When you get to the king, you're adding on the 13th card, add on 13 from the queen, 1 through 12, and 78. It's funny that the queen, okay, or the 12th card equals to 78. 1 through 12 equals to 78. That's under 81. After that, your first 3 numbers reach you to 81. Your fourth one passes 81, right, at 82. So it's between 82 and 91 that you're going to have that fixture of 9. I'm just trying to see if I can explain this properly. Anyways, 3 times 18 equals to 54. The word sun, okay? 3 times 19 equals to 57. The word moon, the word birth, okay? I like to work with 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we can work with all the numbers, but we're working in the base form. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it flips everything upside down. And then it becomes, instead of 1, 2, 3, then it becomes 2, 3, 4. And then we keep working ourselves up. 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. That's the way the movement is. And when you do that until you get full formation, you have gone through 36 numbers. And on the 37th number, you'll come back to the beginning on the 13th rotation. And so be it. The 12 zodiac signs, the 13th starts over. The 12 years of the Chinese zodiac, the 13th starts over. To the 2 cubes of 6 and 6, 12, where we had to add a third cube to get 13, unless we're working this in another fashion. Also to note, Earth and Mars comes together at 13. Let me see what else we have here. It's funny also in Hebrew that the first month, okay, is Passover. But the new year, okay, is Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. That Passover is in the first month, and that Yom Kippur is in the 7th month, to where Aries is in the first month, to where, if I believe, Libra, okay, is now the 7th sign, to where the rat and the opposition of the horse, all 1 and 7, all 1 and 7, because that is how 12 works. The second side of everything is 7. The Hebrew calendar plays between, there's between 350 something days to 384 days, if I remember correctly. And 5784 is 19 and 28. 19 plus 9 is 28. We're exactly 12, 12. Just like 5775 is 5784 is 5796. Dragon, 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 dragon. It's the moon, the moon, the moon. Dragon equals to 59. Who is Ron? Am I the Ron? Ron speaking through the wind. Acacia, please explain. I have to move on. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I would say the lunar year, right? I'm going to go the lunar, the female. Yes, I'm gonna be with you. And it is funny that in Hebrew you say 10-1, 10-2, 10-3, 10-4, 10-4, and you stop 10-1 through 10-4 and stop. Then what you're going to do is you're going to say 9-6 and 9-7. Then you're going to go 10-8 and then 10-9. It's Aleph, it's Yod Aleph, Yod Beit, Yod Dalet, Yod Gimel, Yod Dalet. Okay, that's 14. Then Yod Vav is 15. Then Yod Zion is 16. Then Tate Vav and Tate Zion. Okay, so we're going from 10, 10-1, 10-2, 10-3, 10-4, and then we're saying 9-6. We don't say hey, right? Am I right? Am I right? How do you write 15 in Hebrew?
According to SteveMorse.org, for example, 15 would be written as Yud Hey in decimal notation, but these two letters are contained in the name of God, so the equivalent Tet Vav is usually used instead. Same goes for 16, which is usually written as Tet Zion instead of Yud Vav.
Okay, so what happens is because in Hebrew, when you say Yod Hey, both names are the name of God, so you can't do it. So 15 has to be changed for a 9, and 9 right away is the birth. So both 15 and 16, okay, have to be done with 9-6 and 9-7 instead of with 10-6, 1 and 6, the half-life, or 10-7, 1 and 7, the gateway, right? So they say you have to change it, and they use number 9. It's just ironic. Yesterday is yesterday. Today we start on a new journey, solidifying ourselves together for only the goodness of the knowledge we have on hand. Everything always falls back into place, and everything that falls back into place has the same element of space. And it is the allotment of time that passes between one end and the other. And when you arrive, it's like almost, I can't believe it never happened at all. And not only that, when you get to 81, 81 is not like everything else. In French, when you say 21 or 31 or 41 or 51 or 61, you're going to go that you're going to use the words et-un, et-un, un. So et-u, etun. Okay, et-un. Let me write this down. It also says tune, E-T-U-N. When you go to 81, you say the 8 and the 1. You don't say nothing else but 21, 31, 41, 51, 61. And it's ironic that 71 is the 60 and the 70, right, come together, adding 10. It's the same thing as Mars and Earth coming together. It's the same thing that when you play the game of craps, the average on these dice and the payout are 7 for 6. The same thing as Mars. The same thing as when I spoke to you about the Q and the Z being on number 1, okay? The 7 and the 19 are separated. They're in the
they're in the formation like this, the cap. You see this? The top of this is here, the bottom is here, Earth and Mars, the head and the tail come together. The 7 and the 9 are both counted in 77 and in 97, as in 99, as in 79, as in 17 or 19. They're unlike the other numbers because both 7, 8, and 9 will happen 9 times, as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will not happen that many times when speaking the French language. When speaking the French language, 1 through 6 will only happen 7 times. 1 through 6 will happen 7 times. Okay, let me just mark this down over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will happen 7 times. 7 and 14 and 21 and 28 and 35 and 42. The 7 will happen 9 times, and the 9 will happen 9 times. You get 63 and 81 out of this.
We split the ounce over here. Remember, we split the ounce over here. So, but I'm going to keep it all together. So I get 77, 49, 59, 69, and 70 equals 147. 1 month, 4 months, 7 months. Did I get that right? Let's see if I got this right. 7, 21, 42, 52, 62, 70, 80, 90, 105, and 42, 147, and 144. So what would this be? 50, 48. 48 times 3, and this one will be 49 times 3. This will be 2, 3. That'll be 4, 3. This will be, hold on, this will be 3, 3, and this will be 4, 3. Equals 9 and 6 equals to 15, equals 12 and 7 equals to 19, equals to 1 equals to 6, and 5 and 9 equals to 11 equals to 19. I'm just looking for myself. I multiply it and I add it just to see what's going on with all of this. But this is how it works. It's 7 times these numbers, or 7 by 21. And this is 16. So it'd be 9 by 16 equals to 144. And this would be 7 times 21. Did I get that? Equals to 147. Okay, so let me see where I am. I'm with you. I'd have to look at that. I'm sort of following you in both calendars run together in the math of the words. I'd have to take a look. Robinson Crusoe, everybody gets saved. Yeah, yo is a very big word. The O, I like to use the O as the minimum number of I like to work with minimums and maximums, and I like to use these squares to tell me a story. So if I wanted to create a Y, right? Am I allowed to create the Y this way? Right? I need a direction. I only can create the X this way. The only way for me to create the Y, right, would be to understand it this way. But I don't count that one over here. That's a free space. This is 2 and 1 equaling to what is 3. Unless we take a Y and we do it this way, right? But still with the same thing, we still have the 3, but we did it in a straight line. We didn't cross over, right? Can we use it that way to understand the Y? Right. But I understand the O is 4 corners, or 4 times 90 equals 360. And I understand the Y is 3 corners, and 3 times 120 equals to 360. And when you go YO or yo, it equals to the 15th and the 25th letter, both equaling to Earth and Mars, the love between the two, or the spirit of 76, the half-life into the sky pass, 42 and 13 equals to 55 inside the house. Yes, intensive care unit. Fruity Pebbles. Pebbles and Bam Bam. P and B. Peanut butter and jelly and jam. I call Ron Mr. Purdy. Is that me, Ron? But you never sounded as if wanted to be called so. Most I say, whatever I do. I'm not catching that, but that's good. You can call me whatever you want as long as you let me do my work. Yeah, I was going to say that too. Susie Q, right? Susie Q. UZQ, right? Susie Q. So when you use Susie, you can also write that 5125. So there's many things you can do with that because that S can be used as a 5. Who, me, not you? Who then? Him? Who's him? I don't know. What's that starred? Yes. Okay, we got that starred. Okay, so we're in here 2 hours. I want to know if anybody has anything to say. I'm going to sign off, but before I sign off, I want to go over this one piece that I went over this afternoon. Maybe I won't sign off, but I still want to go over this one piece. Give me a second.
Just to let you know, I just saw this peace and love. So this is what I'm going to show you.
111-222-333. Now, if we look this going to the cube, the high cube and the low cube right over here. So we would have to put the hours as 12 hours and 57 minutes. And we would end up with this. And they would put this one over here, 222 with 555. And that'd be 12 hours and 57 minutes. And everything would end up to be 12 hours and 57 minutes. 12 hours and 57 minutes at the seventh gate, okay, puts me into the number of 777 for my 1 through 6. When we use, if I want to use, now remember, okay, I'm using 1 and 6, 7. Now the elements to be using is either 1 and 6, 7, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 9, 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. This is our cycle. We can go 1 and 2, 3. We can understand this side. We can also put these together. But right now, for the basics that I've been working with, was what is 7 and 6, 13. 1 and 3 is 4. What we do 4 and 9 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. So we do 8 and 5. What is 13? 1 and 3 is 4. To where we do 4 and 6 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. To where we do 7 and 3 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. To where we do 1 and 9 is 10. 1. So we run this cycle over here, and then I run the same cycle on the cube. So now we're going to go to cycle number 13, and we can do this a little bit differently. If we want to do 13, we're going to go 9, and we're going to run with 4. Where's my 444? Here's my 444, and it just so happens 49 is green. 49 is also for 8. 8 is the heavens. So we have 16 hours, we have 23 hours and 53 minutes. We're going to do this again. We have 16, 39 and 7, 24. This is going to give me, we should not get, I'm not really supposed to pass over in the hours, right? And this actually gives me 24 hours and 3 minutes. Right? Isn't that our vibration running? But we're not supposed to count to 9. We should only be going with face value. We have 1 and we have 8. 9 is onto the other side. And then we end up maybe with our firmament vibration. 3442. So we're going to work out that one. Okay. Now what happens, what we're going to do next is we're going to go at 8. Where's 8? 888. Right? And 2. And when we work out 1448, right? And we work out, let me see if I got this. 1639. What was I working out? 13 hours? 9 and 444. Did I get that right? 16 hours and 7 hours. Yes. So this one over here is 9 hours, and this one over here is 7 hours. So I wasn't supposed to work out 16 hours. I was supposed to work out 9 hours with 4 hours. So let me get to that 4 hour, that 4. Yeah, I wanted to do the 444. Right. I wanted to do 9 and 413. I wasn't working with hours. I was working with this 9 and 413. So now I'm going to work with 8 and 5. So if I work with 8 and 5, here's my 9. Here's my 8. So I'm going to work with 1448, and then 555 would be over here. Then 915. And we're going to get the same thing. We're going to get 2363. When we get that, 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 1 and 5 is 6. When we get this, 2 and 4 is 6. 3 and 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. They're all going to be 3 and 6. When I get to, if we're going to do the 10 range, we're going to go with 8 and 2. Right? 888 and 222. So we're going to run with 1448 and 342. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 4 and 2 is 6. So we're going to try and work it out. That was 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Sorry. I wanted to do it with 5. It had to be done with this one. 8 and 5 was 13. Did I get that right? Yeah, I just did that right there. So we're going to work with 7 and 6. So when I did this, I get the same thing, 23, 63. 12 and 6, 23 and 63, right? And when I do that, I get 5 and I get 9 over here. And over here, I get 5 and I get 9 over here. If I want to go 1 and 6 for 7, did I do that already? 1 and 6 for 7, we get 11 hours. We get 12 hours and 57 minutes. Did I do that already? 12 hours, 57 minutes. Yes, it's right over here. We did that already. And if you notice, that 151, which creates 111, 5 and 1 is 6. When we create 222, 4 and 2 is 6. Notice 5 and 1, 4 and 2. And we do this one, right? For 333, 3 and 3 is 6. 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1. The reverse cube of those numbers of 1 and 5 is 2 and 6. So we're going to have to understand where we find the time coming in with 8 to understand possibly the in-between and running off these cubes.
The farmland, yes. So we're going to end. I'm not sure if we're going to end it here, but I do want to say something. Isn't it funny the way the entire society needs a signature, needs the acceptance, needs the clause, the Santa Claus, the cat signature? We're going to take away the griff. We don't do it to the dogs, but we do it to the cat. It's just everything works out in the system we live. I am a fleshy robotic. I have been programmed, perhaps pre-programmed. I, like you, were made in the image of the Creator. I, like you, was made for a reason that the Creator, I believe, needed memory. I think it was a 64 memory, which went to 128 to 256 to 512. Continuation of Earth, Mars, memory, conscience. And on the seventh day, whether you say West, EST, whether you say West, EST, or whether you say North or South, where you add the U to the TH, North and South, the dividing of the East and the West, where the Lord spread itself out, 5 and 5 hands on each side, where the toes stay in the center, the 10 stays with the body, and memory of every single human life or light that has ever been on this planet passes through the Holy One. And we're possibly living on a ship just like this, with islands are on the body of the Creator. Is the earth round or flat? Well, I say the gas, the air that rises into the air up to a certain level and then stops rising, creates the round of the surface. A surface is flat. The rise of the air, the basins of the ocean, is round. We walk on the surface of the flat to the round of the reality of a network is a planet. That if you say round or if you say flat, it depends what you're talking about, because you're both right. In the realm of words, you are both right. What are you talking about? What are we going through right now is going to change. And obviously, it's only hurting more and more only those who are seeing what is going on. But if you don't see what's going on, how do you know? So the last thing, yeah, we spoke about the number 36 and overlapping, replacing the alphabet, readjusting the alphabet.
The other thing we're going to speak to in a future video is 1 plus 0, 1 plus 9. All these added will equal to 1. I think we mentioned this already, that in the deck of cards, the 4 has 2 up and 2 down. The 5 has 3 up and 2 down. The images, where are they in the deck of cards? 5 facing one way, 2 facing another. 2 facing one way, 2 facing another. 4 facing one way, 2 facing another. The ace is the half-life, because when I bend this card in half, it splits that ace in half. If I split it this way, it splits it in half again. The same for the 7 card. And when I split it in half this way, not this way, I like to say that's one of the moons, the Earth moon, to where the 8 happens to be the Mars moon, and the control is in the 8 card, to where they have 8 eyes being at the queen, where they have 7 eyes being at the king, to where they have 6 eyes being it of the jack, which is included both within the king and the queen. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I want to really thank you for watching. Looking forward to looking back at your videos. That again, if you'd like to help this channel, that'd be utterly fantastic. We are on the last leg of the next level. And we're running into the last of years of time in 2090. Is it 21 seconds? The year of the rat. Where are we now? We're 5, take away 5 years. Where are we now? I don't remember. Anyways, in the next year of the rat, this world will not be the same as we are living right now. For those who are in the conscience era where we are right now, you will notice it. Some people will just notice change, but they won't basically know what went on as the change. But many, 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 many will be standing up together and gathering. And like I said, from the 60s, we are back into the 60s. Peace and love. Yes, we're the dragon right now. Yes, we are. But I'm not talking about the dragon. If you go back 5 years, I think it was to 2019. 2019, first, last, best, test, all the rest, to 2030, I think it is, to when we repeat. Well, we're going to end in the pig cycle, because what we're running right now is the pig cycle. 1 divided by 3, 4 divided by 3, 7 divided by 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 4, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 3 by 7, 21. 2 and 1, 3. 2 divided by 3, 2 divided by 6. 2 divided by 6. 5 divided by 6. Monkey. And 8 divided by 6. So you're always going to get those 3s. But divided by 3, divided by 3, divided by 3, multiplied by 3, whatever you want, by 3, just do it that way. And then to make it perfect, it'll be +1, -1, +2, -2. That's when you work with the 3s. When you work with the 4s, it's +1, 2, or 3, -1, 2, or 3. When you do that, when it's plus, minus, 1, 2, or 3, you're going to work with the male. Otherwise, you're going to work with the female. When you run into the world of number 5, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll be working with the male, right? Because the male is into the sun and the female is into the moon. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video.